Hello, welcome to Dance Break, a collaborative program between the Sixth Floor Museum at Dealey Plaza and the Bishop Arts Theater Center. Dance Break is part of a series of programs for the exhibition Art Reframes History, on view now at the Sixth Floor Museum until May 9th, 2021. My name is Genevieve Kaplan, and I'm the Director of Education here at the Sixth Floor Museum at Dealey Plaza. After the assassination of President Kennedy, people around the world used a variety of methods to mourn him. Art Reframes History focuses on how artists have responded to the assassination of President Kennedy from the 1960s through today. The exhibit uses visual art, music, and performance to express emotions and help people connect to President Kennedy. In today's program, dancers Tara Gregory and Sarah Matzke will lead us through an interactive workshop using movement to connect emotion. Through a combination of movement and writing, you will have the opportunity to express your thoughts and feelings from the past challenging year. Our host for today's workshop is Tara Gregory. Tara has been part of the Bishop Arts Theater Center family as a teaching artist since 2019, and has said that teaching dance, etiquette, and mobility and meditation to the students in the Dallas-Fort Worth area has fulfilled my life beyond words. Watching them grow in all areas of life because of the skill sets they learn in the classroom is priceless. Her dance background includes classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, modern, and lyrical. She has been a dance instructor for over 20 years and has a successful professional dance career. Tara has worked with Will Smith, Nelly, NSYNC, and she is excited about the partnership with the Sixth Floor Museum on Dance Break.
Thank you so much. It is such an honor. I'm so grateful to be able to spend this next hour or so with everyone that's watching right now. I want to thank you, Genevieve, and I want to thank Tiffany. Thank you, Genevieve, over at Sixth Floor Museum, and Tiffany over at Bishop Arts Theater. And what a blessing it is that we have one another to bring these types of programs. So it is an honor for me. Now, as you see, I'm in my living room. Okay, and what I'm really great at is bringing my living room everywhere with me, everywhere I go. And why is that? There are some ways that we're going to be able to, from what Genevieve just said, regarding taking history and historic times and the trauma or just the discomfort of the times and learn how to move through them. For me, it's been dance and it's been movement. And I just want to encourage every single person. I'm going to call you a person. You are a student, but you are an individual. You are important. And if no one has told you that today, I'm telling you right now. And so what you're going to experience in the next hour or so, even longer, a colleague of mine is going to come through and she's going to teach you about how to utilize your environment. But first and foremost, I just want to teach not only you, but I teach myself daily how to take the authority. And what I mean by that is we're going to take authority of our emotions. And what I'm giving to you is a gift right now. And this gift you can always have with you. And we're going to call it your pocket. So I have my pocket. You get to have your pocket. And what we put inside of our pockets is going to be very important. So whether you're a sixth grader, you're a junior high or high schooler, 18, whoever is watching this right now, it doesn't matter what age you are. We're going to go through some various ways that we're going to utilize movement and our mind-body connection to push through some of these times that have been just detrimental to many around us and maybe you, but this is a new moment. Okay, and I want to give you permission to acknowledge this new moment, this new day, that you get to live with joy no matter what happened yesterday, not worrying about the future. We're going to be very present to these ideas that we get to go through, and I'm excited to get started. So if you have a moment, I'm going to give you a few moments. If you have pencil and paper, I would suggest recording this down, meaning writing it down. There is something very powerful in the pen. We're going to get up and start moving around and breathing and doing various exercises and movements and dances, and we're going to leave you with some dancing as well. But first and foremost, we want to practice stillness and getting very present to the moment. And so the best way to remember that, not only in your body, is to write some of these things down. So I want to encourage you throughout the next hour or so, if something that you feel in your body, if I ask you a question, if you want to take your pencil or your pen and go ahead and grab your paper and start recording where you felt certain things. We're going to go through where you're feeling things in your body. We're going to make mind-body connections and give you the authority, literally the keys to your own life, the keys to your emotions, and the keys over your body to make a difference and a shift in your atmosphere. Have you ever experienced that before we start getting moving, where you're just in a great mood and you walk into a room and you can tell that people are not in a great mood in that room? I experience all the time. And people are like, are you in La La Land, Miss Tara? No, I'm not in La La Land. I just know how to pull out of my pocket the things that I need to make sure that I am calm, I'm at peace. And I want to share with you 2 quotes. And I'm also going to share these with Miss Genevieve as well, so she can maybe share it with y'all as well. There's 2 quotes I'd like to share with you. And I want you to take on these quotes and think about these words as we're guiding through the next hour. The first one is this, okay? And this is actually by Mother Teresa. And it says this: people are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyways. If you are kind to people, they may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people often will forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. And I want to encourage you to just now, I'm going to play some music. And with that being said, forgiving, being kind, succeeding, being honest, building, being happy, doing good, giving your best. In this time, whatever you've been going through, whether it's in school, in your house, out in the world, whatever social media or the media has been filtering in your mind right now, in this very moment, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just as you took that breath and you made that choice, the decision to breathe in positive affirmations about yourself, and we're going to go over those, and exhale out any negativity, it's just that simple. I give you that permission. If you haven't had that, you need to give yourself that permission, and that's the first thing that you get to put in your pocket. This is your pocket that you get to put inside of it, and your breath. You know who owns your breath? You own your breath. I don't own it. Your mom doesn't own it. Your teacher doesn't own it. The woman at the grocery store doesn't own it. You own your breath. And if in a moment when you're starting to feel any anxiety or trouble or sadness or guilt, any of those emotions that may be bombarding you even right now, you get to pull out your pocket, and guess what you get to do? You own your breath. That's the very first thing, if you want to write that down, that you own and have authority over is your breath. So I want us to do a couple breathing exercises to get us stirred up for the movement that we're going to go towards. And by the way, that's Cece. She's very friendly. All right. All right, so we're going to take a few deep breaths in and out. And what I want you to be mindful of and thinking about as we're taking these breaths is, as you're breathing in, imagine the lungs in your body being expanded. You're expanding your breath, and what's happening is you're pushing all that positive energy into your breath, into your body, literally. And as you're exhaling out, I want you to think about how your breath is coming in and your shoulders are pushing down and out, okay? So just by me leading, very slowly, I want you to take a deep breath in, and if you want to close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice, you'll find yourself more still than if you kept your eyes open. And I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath in, filling your lungs. Take a deep breath in through your nose, in through your nose, in through your nose. Hold it right there. And any angst, negativity, sadness, guilt, go ahead and exit out through your mouth. And once again, take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs, filling your lungs, filling your lungs, filling your lungs, and hold it right there. And exhale out. And as you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, I want you just to listen to the sound of my voice. As you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, I want you to listen to the soothing of the music. As you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, find your pocket and stay right there. And if you want, you can go ahead and sit down in a chair with your chest up, or if you want to sit down on the ground, crisscross applesauce, legs crossed. I'm going to stay close to the camera so you can hear my voice. But I want you to find your breath. As you breathe in through your nose, filling up your lungs, be very still and present that no matter what's going on around you, you're choosing joy. Filling your lungs with joy, filling your lungs with happiness, filling your lungs with peace and serenity, expanding that chest cavity, and go ahead and exhale out. And at the sound of my voice, find your own pace as you breathe in through your nose, filling it up with words that make you feel empowered, powerful, not powerless. Words that make you think, I can do anything. Go ahead and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And your breath is specific to you. It's unique to you. And before you can even move a muscle, you need your breath. You need that oxygen flowing through your body. And as you're making that mind-body connection, what I mean by that is if you feel joy, where do you feel it? Wherever you feel that joy, I want you to place your hand there. For me, I feel joy in my heart. Like I can feel it physically, and I know that in my mind, I can feel it there. But I also feel anxiety and sadness in my heart as well. So what I want you to do, this is what I do. If you feel it maybe in your neck muscles, some people have a lot of tension right here. I want you to open your eyes and just look at me for a moment. In this practice of stillness, in this practice of joy, in this practice of absorbing, see how you have the power just in a moment? Instead of running around your house, you can be still. Okay, so as you breathe in through your nose, finding that pocket, I want you to find an area of tension in your upper body. For me, it's usually either on my neck, sometimes it could be my temples, and sometimes it's somewhere around my heart. Okay, so now while you're breathing in all that joy and exhaling all that negativity, all that sadness, all the guilt, all the bombarding of the social media and the media, and you need to look like this and be like that and act like this, just know in this space that you are loved. As you breathe in through your nose, go ahead and find that space, and I'm just gonna rub over my heart and I exhale out. And what I'm doing right now is I'm creating new neural pathways, signals from my brain to my body in alignment with the joy that I feel in my emotions. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And what I'm doing right now is I'm literally touching the part of me that could feel sadness, but instead I'm sending signals from my brain and telling my hand to tell my heart that it feels joy in this very moment. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, you should be finding your own pace right now, your own syncopation right now. There's a certain pace that your heart goes when it's glad. And right now in this very moment, I'm imparting that and giving you permission to feel that and experience that right now. And we're going to take a few more breaths and we're going to move on to the next section, okay? This time around, if there's another part of your body, so I'm going to take both of my hands and I'm going to place it around my neck. And once you get the cues from me, go ahead and close your eyes and be present to the emotions that you feel. As you breathe in through your nose, really filling your lungs with all that joy, that excitement, that hope for a future, and go ahead and exhale out. And at the sound of my voice, going at your own pace, you're inhaling and you're exhaling. And what I'm just doing now is I'm taking my hands to the back of my neck and I'm just bringing some pressure forward. And what I'm saying in my mind is, I love the word serenity, tranquility. It reminds me of the wave that I put up as my backdrop. It reminds me of Hawaii. It reminds me of the ocean. And when I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth, if I've gotten in an argument with someone, if I see something horrendous on the news, I turn off the news and I find my pocket and I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth, and I take my fingers right in the back of my neck and I exhale out. And in these very small movements, you're now creating your own center. The center is not the circumstances you're in. The center is not breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, finding your breath, never stop breathing. The center is you, your emotions, and your mind. You have 100% control over that. Not just in this moment, but after this moment and forever. Your breath belongs to you. Your pocket belongs to you. And breathe. And these last few breaths, I want you to go ahead and take your two fingers. I have my pointer finger and this middle finger here and my other. And what I like to do is, because there tends to be a lot of tension up here in my face, what I like to do is I take 1, 2, and on the sides of my temples, I find between my breath and my fingers, they go at the same pace. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, get very present to this moment and know that you now have this pocket. Nobody can touch this pocket. This pocket belongs to you. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and I usually do it with a happy smiley face. And then I start laughing. All right, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. I go ahead and smile, really grounded, really centered, finding your breath. And even these small movements would be considered dancing through your circumstance, dancing through uncertain situations, dancing through. Why? Because you have your pocket, you have authority, and you have your breath. Excellent job. So I just want to give you a few moments as you're taking your last few breaths to go ahead and grab your paper and grab your pencil. And I want you to write down on one side of your paper. What I want you to do is I want you to fold your paper in half. I have some writing on the back of mine. But I'd like you to fold your paper in half here. I'm going to load down the music. And even as I'm talking to you and you're doing this activity, be aware of your breath. Are you still breathing? Are you holding your breath? Did you change it? All right, and what I want you to do is, as you fold your paper, what's going to happen is my colleague Sarah is going to come later on today, and when she gets on this right side of the paper, I want you to write the word environment, ENVIRONMENT. I'll spell that one more time. It's environment on the right side of the paper, ENV, like Victor, IRON, environ. Ment, M-E-N-T, okay? Environment is everything that's around you. And on the left side, I want you to write the word me, M-E. Now, not me, but you, all right? So on the left-hand side of the paper, I want you to write down the things that you know now that you didn't know before you got on here that you actually can control, okay? So I'm writing breath, I'm writing thoughts, the things that I think. And I'm writing emotions. Okay. Another word for this is called autonomy. Okay, this belongs to you. No one can take this away unless you give them permission. Okay, and inside of this, you'll find something called peace, tranquility, and joy. All right, so that was the first exercise. So go ahead and pat yourself on the back. You should feel a lot more clear, a lot less worried about any thoughts that came from other people that they put on you. And now you should be ready and still to know, now that my mind is centered, now that my body is connected to my mind, and I know that my breath has told me that I'm in a peaceful, tranquil place, now I can actually move my body around. And in any moment, I can take hold of my mind and tell my body what to do. And by the way, if your body doesn't look exactly like mine as we're moving around, that's not what this is about at all, okay? This is about you now having the authority over your breath, your thoughts, and your emotions. And now we're going to translate that and utilize our bodies to push through some of the emotions that maybe didn't get pushed out by your breath. All right, so I'm gonna put on some music and you're just gonna listen to some of my cues. So go ahead and stand up. If you were sitting down, if you were sitting in a chair, go ahead and move that chair aside. Go ahead and put down your paper. All right, put down your paper and pencil. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna guide you through some very strategic movements according to your emotions, according to your breath, all right? So go ahead and stand up and I'm gonna put the music on a little bit higher. All right, so the very first movement I would like you to do, it's very simple. I want you to take your hand, I want you to swirl it around, bring it on the other side, and I just want you to bring your neck down as you bend and up. Go ahead and do that again, slight bend, swirl it around, bring it to the other side, and bend. Try doing it with a happy, smiling face. You'll see. It changes it all together. And bring it around and bend. And one last time, you're inviting this piece into your life. You're bringing it into your mind and you're setting it in place. See that? Invite the piece, bring it around, and bend. Great job. Do a few more of those. Invite that piece into your life. Bring it around and bend. And let's do the other side. Here we go. Inviting this piece. Bring it around into your mind and bend. And deep breath in and out. And as you invite that piece into your life, bring it around. And again. Nice job. And find your breath. And let's do 4 on one side and 4 on the other. Here we go. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again. 1, 2, and 5, 6. Last 2. Inhaling and exhaling the whole time. And last 1. And other side. Great job. Last 2. 1, 2. Great job. Now that you got your blood flowing a little bit, we're gonna pick up the pace on this just a little bit, but before we do, I want you to take your pencils. I want you to write down a couple important things. So what you wanna do is under the word me, you've written specific aspects of what you have control over. Now what I want you to write down is 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all right? So I'm gonna write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first word I want you to write down is appreciation. Appreciation. So if there's any moments where you haven't felt appreciated yourself, I got a life hack for everybody watching, okay? This is for the 11-year-old, the 15-year-old, and the 18-year-old watching right now. If you don't feel appreciated, a life hack, what does that mean? That means this is a sure thing that's gonna help you feel appreciated. You immediately go and express appreciation to somebody else. Boom. And if you haven't felt appreciated, I'm telling you right now, I feel that I appreciate you even being here. Because if you weren't here, I wouldn't be here. And I love that I'm here. All right? So I'd love for you to write down the word appreciation. And the life hack for all of these is whatever you feel that you're not giving, you're getting, you give it first. All right? So appreciation is the first one. And these are words that I want you to keep in your mindset when we go back to learn some of this next choreography. All right? The next thing is attention or connection. if your parents or whoever's watching you or just anybody during this time, whether it's your friends because you felt isolated, something you may not have felt is attention or connection. And right now I'm connecting with you through the screen right now, and I'm telling you that I'm giving you my undivided attention because you're that important. You're that important to your community, to the world, to your teachers. And if no one's told you that today, I'm telling you now. And a life hack when it comes to attention and connection is what? Whatever we're not getting, we've got to give that first. So be mindful that even though this is danced through uncertain times, right? This is really getting our minds together before we're dancing. It's making that mind-body connection, right? So I want you to make a conscious effort to think about the attention that you may not have been getting and give that to another person. Find a person that needs that attention and connection. Give it to them. And I'm telling you that you've got my undivided attention, all right? The next one to write down is number 3. It's acceptance. Now, I don't know where you are. I'm assuming some of y'all are in Texas here, okay? But if you don't feel accepted where you are, you're accepted right here, right now. And in your pocket, you're putting all these different terms that I'm giving you, that you are appreciated, and you can literally put that in your pocket right now, that you get my undivided attention, and I'm connecting with you right now, and that's how valuable you are. Put that in your pocket. And you're being accepting. You should never want to be accepted in places that do not value giving you appreciation, attention, or connection. All right? So you put exception, that you are accepted, that you are important, and you find places and spaces where you are accepted. All right? And the next one, number 4, is autonomy. We went over that earlier today, but I'd like for you to write that down. And it's spelled AUTONOMY. Autonomy. This is you and your breath. This is you and your thoughts. This is you and your emotions. All right, so we're going to learn how to take all these things and wrap it into dance. Okay, the last 2 are affection. Okay, now I remember when I was 11. I remember when I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And there were some times where I did not feel like I wanted my parents to hug me. But if there was ever a time for affection, because of so much social distancing, because of what you may be going through and experiencing with your friends and your family as far as being separate from other people, affection is important. Hugs matter. Hugs matter. Touch matters. And so right now, with the way that the world is going right now, and we do need to be careful. You want to make sure that your hands are washed and that you're wearing your mask, but do not be afraid in safe circumstances to hug, to hold hands, and to love the ones around you through physical touch. Don't ever lose that. And if you feel like you haven't been given affection, I'm hugging you through the screen, and you need to know that other people value your affection as well. And last but not least, before we move forward, is allowing. Woo, that's a big one, right? All right, allowing. And allowing isn't just like, man, my mom doesn't let me do anything. That's not the type of allowing we're talking about. It's allowing people to grow through their emotions and their circumstances that may not be like you, because you would want that. People don't understand exactly what you're going through because you're the only person that's going through it. But guess what? You're not really alone. You have a unique experience, but somebody else out there is going to allow you to be yourself, and you need to allow others to be themselves inside of their loving selves as well. All right, so allowing is a huge part of this. So now that we've written down some really important words, why is this important? Because before you start dancing and moving around, sometimes that can shift the atmosphere, but what's more impactful is that you're very present to how important you are, how much power you have over your circumstances, and how much the people around you actually need you. All right, so we're gonna shift a little bit, and we're gonna give you some choreography now, okay? So now that we have the mind-body breathing strategies, we're gonna start moving. I'm gonna give you a little bit more choreography, and as you can tell, when it comes to the music, the music really sets the tone. We're in a very somber space right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn up the music a little bit, and we're gonna add to the choreography that you don't even realize you just learned, right? Through the breathing exercise and getting present to these words. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn on the music, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of choreography to walk away with. And then my good friend Sarah is gonna come in, and she's gonna take it away when it comes to learning from and with our environment. All right. So let me get this playlist up and popping here. Playlist, dance. All right. Okay, so this song is called Unstoppable. So before we move, I want us to listen to the music, listen to the words, and then we're gonna teach some choreography, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna use what we just wrote down. We're gonna connect it with our body movement, and we're gonna flow through these uncertain times together. All right, so just listen to the music for now. Keep listening.
I told you that you couldn't do it cause you're all stuck. You let them bad girls that you should get your soul sucked. But I got this plan and you might not understand. I'ma go hard as I can and I won't be the boss of it. Just watch me do this, put no limits on the swag on it. Walk right up to the front where I belong and brag on it. Go to the top, I'ma give it all I got. Might take the lot, but we ain't gonna let it stop. I don't believe I'm something special, can't take that from me. So you can say what you want, like I'm hold a strong to be who I'm supposed to be. Cause I'm unstoppable, I get all in it. That's the way I'm afraid, and I'm not gonna be. Cause I'm unstoppable, ain't no hope in English. Take back, catch your way, then I go out and get it. Be what I want, try it wrong. I'm about to king, and he don't let me go.
All right, awesome. So that was a little upbeat song to get us through this here, because we got our peace and our tranquility. So now I'm going to go over some 8 counts for you to take away. So this is Corinne Hawthorne is her name, and the name of the song is Unstoppable. All right, so now that we've centered ourselves, now that we've found our peace, all right, now that we've become one with, oh, I have authority over my breath and my thoughts. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna utilize our bodies to learn some movements and move through. And there's gonna be a part in the music where I just let you go off in your own, wherever you're at. I wish I was in a park right now, but in your own living room or wherever you're at. So find a place just with you and your computer at this point. All right, and what you want to do is really get present to the fact that you are unstoppable. That's what the words are saying, and whether you get this choreography or not is not the point. These are just moves to help you move through and give you empowerment moving through situations. There are times where things will happen in my life, and instead of getting upset, I will go into my bedroom, I will close the door, and I will turn on my music, and I will just dance through my emotions, all right? Sometimes I don't even know how I feel until I'm dancing, and I wanna give you the keys to that as well. You can put that in your pocket. At any moment, you can stop in the middle of a situation and take time for yourself, whether you need to dance through it or breathe through it, all right? So let's go over some of the movements. What she's basically saying is, you're unstoppable. No matter what anybody said, you are unstoppable. You will live. You will continue, you will thrive, and no matter what's been told to you in the past, you can use your breath and you can use your dance to get through anything. Come on, somebody, let's go. All right, so the first move is what we learned, because that's the simplest, it's already in your body. So we're bringing all that in and we're bringing it down, down. So it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Got it? One more time, slow. 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 7, 8. Got it? All right. Let's try it again. All together. 5, 6. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. The next part, you're stepping to the side, you're bringing, it's almost like you're bringing heaven down to you. So heaven could be happy thoughts, good thoughts. Think of all the ways that you're appreciated, the ways that you're acknowledged, the best times you've had. You're bringing that and you're bringing it down to you and you're snapping twice. Okay, so boom, boom, and boom, boom. Really easy, right? All right, let's try again. Just that part. 6, 7. You're stepping up, down, down, up, down, down. And what you're doing is you're shifting your weight and you're stepping this way. Down, down, up, down, down. So with every movement, there's something called intention. Intention is, I just cued you to think about all the positive things we talked about and bringing it to you. When you move with intention, it stays inside of your body longer, all right? So I'm not just out here moving around, right? I'm getting very present to everything we just talked about and everything that I'm allowing myself to receive right now too. Let's start from the top. Slow. 6, 7, 8. We've got 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And step. Boom, boom, step. Boom, boom. Other side. So see how I went boom, boom. Dun, dun, boom, boom, boom. Now this one, you're stepping forward and you're bringing your shoulder down and you're snapping here, okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm not sure, I think that I'm mirrored. So this is my left foot, but it may be your right. So whatever foot it is that you're seeing, just go ahead and mirror me, all right? So it's dropping your shoulder and you're coming back and lifting that foot up. See that knee? So we're drop and up, and drop. See that switch? Up, drop, up. So whatever hand that's snapping, that's the shoulder that's dropping, all right? Let's start it again. Let me fix my shirt here. Make sure I'm tucked in. All right. Let's start from the top and let's do it with some music.
If you're ready, say ready.
All right. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. We go 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and snap, snap, up, snap, snap, other side, snap, snap, and up, snap, snap, and down, down, and switch, switch. All right, you ready for some music? All right, ready or not, here we come.
I dream about it, I don't think you might not understand.
Okay, watch one time so you see it, and then you can join in. 5, 6, 7.
I told you that you couldn't do it cause you washed up. You left them back, I said you should get your soul.
Other side.
But I got this plan and you might not understand. I'ma go hard as I can, and I'm gonna be the boss of it. Just watch me do this, put no limits on the swag on it. Walk right up to the front where I belong and brag on it. Go to the top, I'ma give it all I got. I take the lot, but we ain't gonna let us stop. I don't believe I'm something special.
All right.
From me.
How'd y'all do? You ready to move on? Okay. So, last part, and I think we've got to move on. All right. So, boom, 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 boom. We're coming out here. So this is like no negativity zone. No crazy talk to me zone. You see that? It's moving with intention. So after you move forward and you snap and you set your intention like no, like none of that here. You have the authority for that too, by the way. And she says, I'm in a something can't take that from me. Okay, so that's what you're thinking. You're thinking like, you're not taking my piece, okay? You're not taking my voice, okay? You can't have these thoughts. Don't let nobody, not one person, rent space in your head. Don't let anybody rent space in your head, all right? So you're like, no. And we're just gonna chop down, 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 down. But we're gonna lift up, left, right, all right? So we're coming down, 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 down. Like no negativity zone, no interrupting my peace zone, all right? You got it? Okay, 6. So we're gonna 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's try it from the top. 6, 7, 8. We got 1, 2, and speed it up, and speed it up. Last time. And speed it up, and speed it up. We've got up, snap, snap, up, snap, snap. Other side, snap, 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 snap. Now forward, and switch, and no, 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 no. All right, so that is the completion of my section. We can run the song one time. We'll go over that. Make sure you keep out your pencil and paper for teacher Sarah to come on too, because I think she might have just popped on. And I'm gonna go over that one more time, just following my lead, super simple, and you can go back to the recording and run it again. All right, here we go. Remember, the intention is you're unstoppable, you're appreciated, you are accepted, you have attention, you're autonomous, you deserve affection, and you will allow others to be themselves, and others will allow you to be yourself. You ready? That's the intention. Let's go.
I told you that you couldn't do it 'cause you're washed up.
5, 6, 7, here we go, let it in.
I told you that you couldn't do it 'cause you're washed up. You like them bad girls that you should get your soul up. But I got this plan and you might not understand. I'ma go hard as I can, and I'm gonna be the boss of it. Just watch me do this, put no limits on the swag on it. Walk right up to the front where I belong and brag on it. Go to the top, I'ma give it all I got. Might take the life, but we ain't gonna let me stop. I do believe I'm something special, can't take that from me. So
All right.
be who I'm
Supposed to be. Awesome. Well, that is the choreography, and that is the completion of that specific section. So without further ado, take a deep breath in, exhale out. Take another deep breath in, exhale out. Remember to place your hands, find your pockets, and go ahead and get yourself some water. Take a few minutes to go ahead and get yourself, I'm gonna drink some of my shake. And we're gonna give teacher Sarah some time to set up. She's gonna go on and come on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to partner with her and be her face, her body, her hands, her arms, and her legs as she instructs us into this next section. So once you've gotten your water, go ahead and come right on back. And I'm gonna hand it over to teacher Sarah.
Good morning. Grab that water if you need it. Last little bit of choreography, definitely might be needing it. Saw that. So good. So it's good to see everybody. My name is Sarah Matzke. I'm a professor of dance at DCU and at UTD. My teaching studio is also around the Metroplex. I'm a mommy. I have a 1-year-old and I have a little one that's still in my belly. So movement, I'm gonna be dancing with you a little bit, but also aware that 8 months pregnant always makes it fun too. Thank you to the Sixth Floor Museum and to the Bishop Arts Theater. Thanks for having me today. It's gonna be a really fun exercise. If you all could, can you go take a moment as you're still drinking your water and go ahead and find a piece of paper or a notepad, a pen or a pencil. And then if you have the ability to find markers or crayons or anything with color, you're welcome to grab that too. We're going to use it for our movement today, but we'll keep those tools on the side. So I'll let you gather those things.
All right, I got my colored pencils.
Got it. And if you don't have any of those items, you have a napkin, paper towel, great. You know, do what you need to do just to take documentation of if something comes up, we want to save it. And the body is an amazing tool. It's an amazing instrument that we use. And the body can also be similar to paper and pen and writing utensils, and it helps us record things. And so I like combining all these different mediums, especially when we work through details, awareness, sensation, perception, big picture things, control, fear. Oh my goodness, there's so many. It's nice sometimes to have a record of what happened. So if we have all those items, in preparation for today, I felt like it would be a really good, almost a game. We're gonna play a game about awareness. And we're gonna use our tools to do that. So for some of us, this season we have been trapped. A strong adjective, or maybe we've been boxed in because of the COVID-19 pandemic in our houses. For some of us, this is either really exciting or really hard. So we're gonna take a spin on the fact that these walls have contained us for a really long time. And we're gonna make a dance based upon the details in our space. So it doesn't matter how big your space is or small your space is. What we're gonna do is we're gonna leave our paper and our pen just down somewhere, and let's just stand up. And I just want you to start just walking around your space. Just take note of the details, the cracks, the crevices, maybe a cobweb or two. What do you see that you've never seen before? What's a detail that maybe you haven't put time into looking at, but you've been in that same space forever? Can you identify maybe one or two of those details? Use your imagination too, use your curiosity. There's no right or wrong to this. So once you find a very specific detail, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on that detail. And we're going to start to make movement like that detail. The big word for it is called embodiment. So we're going to embody that detail. We're going to take that detail and see if I can put it into my flesh. How can I make my body look like that detail? How can it move like that detail? Again, no right or wrong, just play. keep focusing on that detail and let your imagination go. What if that detail was within my arms? What if that line or crack or dust ball was in my belly? What would it look like? What would the movement look like if it was in my toes? That tiny crack or crevice or dust ball or window pane. How could I make my toes look like it? Or maybe your brain goes to, how can it function? How does it work? Let's play with that for a little bit. Nice, just let that movement dissipate. And then let's look around the room again. So maybe this time, instead of looking at a detail, something that's really small, let's look at something that's very big. So bigger than you, bigger than something you put in your palm. What in your room can you see? Can you focus on in your perspective and you bring awareness to it? You can choose anything, nothing is wrong. But let's focus in on one thing that's really big and put that into our body and make a dance that's about that object within your space. Okay, here we go. Yeah, slowly let that movement go. And then ask yourself, did I enjoy focusing on that little detail in the room or the big detail? Or did one feel one way in my body doing it than another? What we're gonna do is go ahead and pick up your paper, your pen, and maybe if you have them, the color pencils or markers, and just start to write. Don't worry about anything about capitalization or spelling, but just thought about the experience of being something in your room, representing that item. Maybe it's, I never realized that that was in my house. What was the item? We'll just take a minute or two and just free write. Feel free to keep writing. If you have your sentence or your paragraph about your experience, then feel free to take, maybe that's in pencil or a pen, maybe it's your markers or your coloring, and let's draw a picture so you can go back and remember how it felt to focus on that little detail or focus on the big detail. You don't have to be Picasso, just something that you can look back at that piece of paper and say, oh yeah, I did that. 30 more seconds for this. You can always come back to it. It's there. We say it's a comma, not a period. So you can keep that picture private. You don't have to show me, but I'll show you mine. Just because, why not, right? You can prove that it doesn't have to be perfect. I was focusing on the lines and the wood and all the different creaks in my floor. So I drew the wood floor, and then I wrote lines, crack, traffic, and then the word flow. Because the floor, although in the chaos of all the lines, I still found a flow. So for me, it helps when I write the words really, really big, and then I circle to go back or maybe remember it later, an important word or part of my drawing. It's almost like a stone of remembrance. I can go back and say, oh yeah, even in that traffic pattern, even in that chaos, I still found flow. So let's just put our paper down and we'll come back to it, just about 5 minutes. And we're gonna bring our attention, not so much to this exterior space, but let's bring it to the exterior of our body. Yeah. Just take a moment and let's look at our skin, our hands, our wrinkles, our freckles, our veins. You get the detail on your clothing. Let's create movement based upon a tiny detail on your body. Free reign, choose what you like, but let's embody our exterior body. Okay, let's go for it. What the dance look like for that body, for that body detail? No right or wrong. Okay. Nice. It's always good to connect with humor too when we do this, right? Dance isn't always about performance. Sometimes it's about investigation and curiosity, and it's about playfulness. Let's look again at our bodies, and let's pick a different spot. Maybe it's the completely opposite of a detail that you picked before, but what else do you see on your body that we can create a dance for? Nice. Good. Let it slowly dissipate. And let's go back to our paper. Grab a pen, or since you know the order of events, if you want to start with drawing, totally fine. But let's make a record of what you saw. What was the detail? Maybe write, why was that detail interesting to you? What was it about that freckle or that line or that spot? You know, one more minute, either with your drawing or your writing. Put a momentary pause, a comma. Need to come back to it, you're welcome to. But looking at that page, thinking about the details. My drawing for this one, I focused on my fingerprints. And I wrote for my reminder words, small, powerful, comfort in circles. Because I found comfort looking at the circles, and the movement I found really satisfying or really enjoyable when I was dancing my fingerprints. I also found great comfort in the fact that they're there. They're always there. And that I didn't create them, that they are perfectly imperfect and that they are on my body. And I don't even think about them every day, but there they are. We have one more page to fill. So if you have a corner of your book or your notepad, we're gonna fill it for one last thing. So we looked at the exterior world and we found details. We also big details, big objects. We looked at our external body and our external landscape. The last one we're gonna do is the interior landscape. So this one is a little bit more abstract. It's a little bit more like with Ms. Tara, we have to check in with our system and see what's going on inside of me. Where are my emotions maybe sitting is a word for it, or where can my emotions be found? How am I feeling today internally? We're going to create movement based upon our interior emotions. So let's do a scan of our body. You can breathe really deep. And let's create a dance. Let's create movement on the interior you today. Whenever you're ready. Just let that dance just slow down. Let's take a really big deep breath. And then just for record, just take a moment and write a few words about that dance. How did it make you feel? Maybe before, after, during. Maybe sketch a little drawing. What do you need to remember tomorrow about your inner landscape? What would you like to remind yourself if you have that feeling again? And the comfort is that the dance is always there, that you always have the ability to express yourself with dance. You can close a door and go into a closet and work out feelings, work out thoughts with your body. It doesn't always have to be verbally. Right? We have this vessel, we have this beautiful object that you get to use. And so why not use it for your processing? Because of time, we won't be sharing our drawings for that last one, but keep it as a keepsake. I want to thank you guys so much for having me. I hope you had fun. A little art, a little dance, a little writing for your tools for the future. Thank you, Tara, for moving with me and moving my body. I so appreciate your creativity. So nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Sarah. Thank you for the opportunity. And that is the completion of our time today. What a powerful, powerful couple hours this has been, to just pause in the midst of it all and create a new story from pandemic to pause-demic, right? We get to pause and take authority over our thoughts and our minds and allow the flow to happen. I just want to say thank you so much, Miss Sarah, for coming in and just allowing us the space to move with intention, with colors, with our environment, and really seeing that we can at any moment shift our environment when we get to utilize dance as our, I think we just created a canvas of ourselves. So thank you so much. And once again, thank you so much, Ms. Genevieve and Ms. Tiffany. I'm going to pass it back over to them so that they can close us out.
Thank you, Tara and Sarah, for a fantastic workshop. This has been a wonderful way to help people acknowledge their emotions after a challenging year. I would now like to recognize Tiffany Jackson, the Director of Education at the Bishop Arts Theater Center, and invite her to share some concluding remarks. Tiffany?
I just want to again say thank you to the Sixth Floor Museum, to you, Genevieve, for this wonderful collaboration. We look forward to partnering in the near future. I want to say a special thanks to Tara and to Sarah for a job well done. We had a wonderful experience this morning, and we want to say thank you for creating this space for us.
Thank you again for participating in today's program. Please join us for future programs for Art Reframes History. You can find the complete listing of programs at www.jfk.org/Art Reframes History. Thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at a future program.